Yo, what is up, everybody? We are live. I know the screen is like non-existent, but I promise we're here. Okay, here we go. And I promise there's going to be music playing in the background. What's up, everybody? It's your boy MM2K. I'm here with Coldblood. Coldblood, how are you doing? How was your Christmas, good brother?
Very relaxed. Not, we didn't do much, just eating.
Yeah.
But playing a little bit on Marvel Rivals.
Oh, okay. Cool. What it's all about, man. Yeah, I had to go in yesterday. Hold on. Why? Are we in the right chat? But of course, leave it up to what's it called? Not to act right. Let me try to refresh this because it's not showing us in the Discord. All right, but yeah, man, that's what it's all about, man. I used to go over. My family did call me yesterday, like my mother and them, because they always do something. There's like a family house, and they all get together, and I was too tired. Me and my wife made something. It was just me and her, and everybody else went over there. I was just like, I don't want to be bothered. Where's Jesus Christ? But yeah, that's cool, man. Definitely cool. What's up, everybody? Hit that like button as you guys come in. We know there's not a lot of content out there. And we appreciate you guys rocking with us. If you just want something to vibe out to while we go over the latest and greatest in gaming. I tell you what, we were having a great conversation as I was trying to prep for the show. And I was telling Coldblood, no, we got to stop because we cannot have this conversation and you guys not hear it. So we were talking about PlayStation. We know, look, it's our favorite platform as far as console gaming is concerned, or probably gaming in general. If you talk to Coldblood, but we're critical of it because we understand what they're capable of. We've seen what they've done. I'm extremely critical of them too, not because I'm trying to get revenge for my Xbox days. No, like these motherfuckers did something. Oh, what should I? Nah, maybe I didn't have the time frame to curse, but these dudes did something that I never thought would be done, and that was they pulled me away from Xbox and made me like totally denounce Xbox. You know what I mean? Like everything that I was expecting for Xbox during the Xbox One generation, I was stubborn about it at first, was like, nah, PlayStation ain't got nothing going on. And then finally, when I stopped being stubborn and they just upped the ante, everything that I was looking for pretty much from Xbox, I was getting from PlayStation. So yeah, I mean, it's disappointing for me to finally come over, right? After all that hate fest, and then when I come over, it's like, okay, now we're gonna pump the brakes. Hiroki Totoki and Hermholz, find all the messed up crap you can do, Or maybe I'm the problem, Coldblood. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's wherever I go and shit. People tend to fuck up. I don't know. But we were talking about that before we went live, and I can't remember what exactly we were talking about, Coldblood. But yeah, man. That's what we were talking about. So you had a question to ask the audience, right, Coldblood? You were looking for something. What was that question again?
I mean, I still don't see a Sony showcase that I was promised this month. When I told everybody it ain't happening, stop lying.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, no, it's happening. December 3rd. Remember that date. December 3rd. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The only showcase that we really got was on Jeff's show.
Yeah.
But one game, really?
Yeah.
I was thinking about more like 10 games at this point.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
We have to have hope, right? The real showcase is still happening, so.
Well, there's still 4 days or 5 days left, so you could be wrong, Coldblood. You know that.
You know where Helman Holtz and everybody is right now?
Bruh, he's surfing somewhere. He done found him a hot spot on the planet. He's surfing.
Exactly.
That motherfuckers ain't thinking about no goddamn showcase, bro. You can be sitting there. But shout out to Will Aguilar. I saw Will, and Will is like, an analytics type dude. Shout out to him. We go back to the old school PNTS network days where to try to drive up membership in the Discord that I gave away. That's what I told you guys. I blew like over, I think it was 10 stacks in that year. And one of the things that I blew my money on was I bought a PlayStation 4 Pro. And I said, hey, look, you guys join the Discord. We're going to give you this 4 Pro. And like 5 people joined, so we still had to give it away. And William Aguilar won it. So shout out to me and Will go back. But shout out to Will, who I'll say this. Will, if you're looking for someone to, in a very thesis paper type way to try to defend something for Sony, go to Will. You're going to get like 4 or 5 pages of explanation, right? And even Will, to some of the calls of, the showcase could be in CES. Like, Will's like, nah, don't do that. Don't y'all do that. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everybody in the chat. Let's see here. Let's go to the social paying. We got Old Man Guru Gamers, his fellas. What's up, brother? Says MVB and FNFG. And then we got Juice. Hit that like button. Also, too, my friends, there is a new what do you call it? There's a new members video that's going to be available directly after this show, where we will talk about Epic. But kind of while we're talking about Epic, Coldblood, I did want to run this real quick. Epic did give away another game today. So if you sign up over at the Epic Game Store, you can get Ghost Runner 2 for free. As a member of the Epic Game Store. So far, they have Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria. They've given away. These are the games they've given away during this holiday giveaway. Vampire Survivors, Astria, Terratech, Wizard of Legend, Dark and Darker DLC. Giving out DLC now. Dredge, Control, and then of course today was Ghost Runner 2. So make sure you go get your games. And don't forget too, Amazon Prime. If you're an Amazon Prime member, they have a bunch of games over there as well. And I just happened to check them out yesterday. And I just like through GOG and then there was one through Epic Game Store as well. That if you go sign up over there, you can go get your game, go check it out. But I talk more in depth about the Epic Game Store and why it's kind of a bust for gamers. I know they're giving games out, but when you look at the games that they're giving out versus some of the harm that they've done in the gaming community, harm, what are you talking? You just go watch the video. And there's actually a reporter who I can't believe. I think this might have been the best work that they've ever done. There's actually a reporter that talked in detail to this on why Epic Game Store and the Epic Game Store in particular has done more harm to gaming than good. Go check it out. It'll be airing directly after this video. As a matter of fact, I will put the link up at the end of the video. All right. With that said, Coldblood, as always, it's the holiday seasons. And we got the gift that keeps on giving. That's the bumbling idiots in the gaming community. But we got Dr. Killshot in the house. Dr. Killshot says, hey, yo, MM, 2K and my German chocolate brother Coldblood. Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas. And
wait, why chocolate? Why chocolate?
I don't know what that is at the end.
I mean, German is kind of right, yes, but the chocolate part, I don't know.
You said dark chocolate. Oh man.
Dark.
But thank you, Dr. Killshot. Yes. Have a Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to you as well. Happy holidays, everybody. Let me see here. All right. So besides Dr. Killshot still propositioning Coldblood, Old Man Gaming Guru says, whoever thought that was doing it for clicks? Sony said no showcases. Same folks with Nintendo, Switch 2 footage, etc. That's 75% more confirmed by the tools. Why does the PC race love Steam over Epic? Oh, that's very simple, Juice. Well, I'm gonna tell you, it started off innocently, and as of late, it's become this polarizing approach to gaming. Okay, so gaming was on PC was always considered or was always praised for being open and allowing and infusing user content with developer content. I know a lot of people look at it now and look at like Bethesda and say, look, Bethesda now releases pieces of shit early and they go to their modders to fix it. But it wasn't always like that. It was like, here, we got this idea, we got this thing, but hey, we'll let you fuck with and tinker with it too, and that'll add more life to your game. Like, you always got a complete product, and then people can tinker with it later, to even add more life to it. And then it was always about being open, right? Open as far as market was concerned. That's why the prices are so cheap and just open. And they've always had to battle with piracy. But even, I'm gonna tell you, back in the day, even the pirates back in the early 2000s, 2010, maybe a little bit, they had an honor amongst thieves, where they would pirate a game only to try it out. If they didn't like it, they uninstalled it and went about their business. If they liked it, they bought it. They may have just continued to play the pirated version, because the pirated version again was less modified. And those that y'all out there doing this fuck shit, pirating games, I'm not making this shit up. I know all about AXO. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I know all about AXO. Soon as the game launches on Steam, AXO got his torrent out there. I know all about that. I don't do the pirated games anymore, but that's the mantra that I did follow. It's like, I'm not gonna front. Back in the day, if I saw a game that I liked, because it was hard to do demos, like Steam didn't do demos or anything like that, I would download the game, try it. If I liked it, I bought it, paid full price for it. Just continue to play my pirated version. If I didn't like the game, then I just uninstall it, go about my business. That was the honor amongst things. I'm not going to sit there in front like everybody did that, Coldblood and Juice, but I would say a good number of people, that's how they handled it. Now, what's it end up coming up to, Coldblood, is now these motherfuckers feel like they're entitled. They've actually believed that games should be made available to pirate. They don't feel like that, hey, we don't care that development costs are ballooning. We don't care that, that it's costing more and more to make these games. We're just going to go and take these games because we're entitled to them. Open to them means entitled. Open to the original PC gamer didn't mean entitled. So the reason why Steam, Juice, to answer your question, to give you the TLDR version, is Steam was cherished by a group of gamers who liked the openness of PC and all the opportunities that it presented, but they wanted PC to become like a more unified way to see success. And Steam finally did that. Because playing and buying and distributing games on PC used to be a mess. Now it's gone from simply that to, okay, I want to, the second generation of Steam gamers now feel like they're just entitled to get games and rip off developers. So it's this second generation of Steam gamers that have lost the plot. They don't get it. They think it's all about jailbreaking shit and stealing shit. And that's what they're going to argue about. They have no morals. Like I would say with the openness of PC, the most moralistic gaming group out there used to be PC gamers. They had this code and this rules of operation. Bro. And now it's the complete opposite. Like Epic Game Store having exclusive third-party titles would have never flew in the early 2000s. Like Tim Sweeney would have been Thanksgiving. He would have been Christmas dinner. But it's these entitled gamers right now that are like, yeah. These entitled gamers who A, feel like they're entitled to get whatever they want, and B, want to have something to argue against console gamers about, that in some weird twisted reality, they are actually, they don't try to shut down what's going on at Epic Game Store. They just don't support it as much. And I'm gonna tell you, as far as the Epic, and the reason why the Epic Game Store doesn't get supported, even though it shouldn't even be allowed what they're doing, it doesn't get supported because the Epic Game Store is just trash. So you're now holding these games hostage because you bribe somebody. So you're holding these games hostage on an inferior game store. Like, and I rarely game on there. The only game that I frequently interact with on the Epic Game Store is Dead Island 2. Because shout out to NVIDIA, they gifted it to me, and it was the Epic Game Store version because it was exclusive there for some time when it launched. And I've had problems. Not a whole bunch of problems where it wasn't playable, but I've had problems on the Epic Game Store that I wouldn't have on the Steam version. So your versions are usually more expensive because you don't embrace openness at all, which PC is about. I know I told you I was going to give you the TLDR version, but you know I'm a fucking lie. You don't embrace openness. Your games are more expensive. They perform worse, and that's why people don't prefer. That's why Epic Game Store doesn't see any success. Check out that video that's coming up, after the show. We go in more detail about that. But yeah, there's a bunch of reasons of why Epic Game Store gets shitted on. And basically all people do is go and get these free games, tuck them, go about their business. They don't even play them. I remember when PC folks were crying about how bad Steam was. Yeah, Dr. Killshot, remember that? They were like, this isn't doing it. This doesn't do it. Because they had this code, where sometimes it could be annoying. And this approach to gaming, and when Steam finally got it together, they became the mecca. But it was only the option back then, plus all the other launchers were bad. Yeah, they were horrible, bro. Like, it was a mess. They got folks in with Team Fortress and Half-Life. Yep. But remember, exclusives don't matter for getting folks into your ecosystem. Yeah. But here's the thing, Dr. Killshot. I don't want to give the video away too much. But Tim Sweeney argued against Microsoft, and I thought rightfully so, when Microsoft tried to enforce UWP. They were like, hold on, you're going to unify console and PC in Microsoft stores? Like you have reach that even Steam doesn't have. Like, that's not fair. They tried to argue on behalf of Steam for that. Little did we know he wasn't arguing for Steam. He made it seem like, and he mentioned Steam, but he wasn't arguing for Steam. He was coming out with the Epic Games Store, which ended up doing far worse than what UWP does. Because UWP wasn't about taking third-party exclusives, making third-party exclusives on PC. My thing is, where does the PC is growing and catching up to console rhetoric come from? The Steam numbers don't indicate that at all. Are they counting non-gaming PC purchases? No. If you look at the Steam numbers, Gaming Guru, the overall Steam user base, like here, let's go to Steam DB real quick. The overall Steam user base is huge. It's huge. But here's the problem. It's not representative of everybody that's playing the games that we're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Like, let me see. Tracking. Here's find games, calendar, starts, menu. I'm trying to find. Okay, I think it's on the home page, where we can find everybody that's on Steam, or just everybody that has a Steam account. Okay, so let's go here. All right, so let's scroll to the bottom. Okay. Keep going. Your games, your wish list, bundles, history, sales, parts. Hold on, where's let's go to charts. Maybe it's down here. Where is it? I cannot find. You know what? It might be in Steam survey. Steam survey. Let's try Steam survey. Maybe that's where this information is at, in Steam survey. Okay. Damn it. Click line detail. I for some reason I can't figure out where this shit is at, but sales. Is it here in sales maybe? No, charts. No, it's not charts. Rankings, game tags, release calendar, profile your games, top rated games. Let's see in top. Fuck. I can't, I'm sorry, I can't find it. This sucks. I don't know why I can't find it, but there's a lot of people on Steam. There's like 1 billion accounts. Here, let me try to go. I'm sorry, y'all. This should be a lot easier. Steam active users. Jesus Christ. Charts overview. Okay. Steam active users. Is this okay? Here we go. All right. They need an overview tab. These people are lucky that I don't fucking work with. They don't work for me, man. They'd all be fucking fired. This is the most disconjointed shit I've ever seen. Okay. So charts overview, players online right now, there's 38 million, or peak online. There's 31 million right now. Peak online was like 37 million. Steam download stats. I'm trying to find like the overall user. Steam hardware and software survey, Steam download stats. I'm trying to get numbers, global numbers, which we used to get. All right, anyway, there's a shit ton of people on Steam, okay? There's a shit ton of people on Steam. But here's the kicker about the shit ton of people on Steam. They're not playing the games that we care about. Like a bunch of people on Steam, I'm sorry, you can lump them with the equivalency of mobile gamers, because a lot of them are playing a lot of shovelware. How do we know? Because look at the hardware surveys.
No, Moss. Just look how many people are playing Banana.
And Banana, like Banana, where all you literally do is click on a fucking picture of a banana, is like one of the top games on Steam. So let's take a look. You're like, Banana has 110,000 people in it. Don't get me wrong. You got all these games here that these are the top games. But what you have to understand is that these are the top games that have the most active users. These top games don't represent the entirety of the user base. Let me give you an example. Say, for instance, you go look at the top 10, 20 games on top 10 games on PlayStation. The overwhelming majority are games as a service, Roblox, shit like that. But there are far more people playing a variety of other games than that sector of the top 10 games. Like that sector of the top 10 people on Steam, on PlayStation, probably represent maybe 20% of the player base. There's another 80% that's playing a variety of shit. And the same applies here. Like, this is not the overwhelming majority of the Steam purchases overall. A lot of the people on Steam are playing rinky-dink games, shovelware. How do we know this? Because we know what is required to play these games, right? And Steam drops survey hardware every month, and they show you the percentage of people that have the hardware to even play these games. So when I did the calculations for, I think, October, I came up with around 17%. 17% of the people that play games on Steam, active users on Steam, have the rigs to play the majority of these games, except for Banana. You know, Banana, Team Fortress. Banana and Team Fortress. You know what I'm saying? Like Team Fortress, you don't need a lot in order to play Team Fortress. And I'm not saying all these games you need a lot, because some of these, games like Rust are a billion years old. But still, like, you go look at the 10 series video cards. Excuse me. Like, for a lot of these games, you're gonna need. I forgot what did we stop at? I think we stopped at like a 2060 or something like that, or I can't remember. Yeah, but the majority of these games, in order to play them, you gotta have a particular card, or you gotta have particular hardware in order to play them. And most of the people, per the surveys, don't have that hardware. So even though undeniably, bro, there's a shitload of people playing games on Steam, the question isn't how many, it's what are they playing? What are they playing? And most of the shit that they're playing collectively are not the games that you and I talk about. So it's just a matter of, look, man, they want to be, look, grifting and social media. Like there's that dude out there and he's grifting it up, man. Grifting it up. He's grifting it up, man. And I'm not mad at him. If you want to be dumb enough to believe that, or fine, give him your money and make you and let you feel better about your purchase. But there's that dude that he all of a sudden now he's a fan of what was that, Xbox now? He was a fan of PlayStation, but now he's given up PlayStation for Xbox, and he's playing the old Halo. He's playing the old Halo, and the old Halo is now making him realize that, hey, I kind of fucked up, and I should have went with PlayStation. Don't get me wrong. When Halo was put out there for what was out there at that time, cool experience, and even for the multiplayer experience, awesome stuff, right? For when it was out at that time. But going out here and playing the single player stuff, particularly for Halo, like you played Returnal, and then you went back to Halo 2 campaign and was like, you know what, this fucking dominates everything. And look, I am a Halo 3 fan. I love the second half of Halo 3's campaign. I'm a fan of ODST. I really enjoy Reach. Beat that with my brother over the weekend. It's dated. You know what I'm saying? Like it's dated. So unless you were on PlayStation playing a bunch of Infinity Nikki, if that's what you were playing on PlayStation for all these years and shit, playing different variations of Infinity Nikki, okay, maybe I get it. But you're now putting up to debate the badassery of the PlayStation versus this old dated shit on Xbox. Like, and I'm sorry, as much as I enjoy, like, the timelessness of Halo is purely in the multiplayer. It's not in the single player. It's definitely not in the single player. Absolutely not. And you are talking to a first-person shooter fanatic. It's not in the single player. The timelessness of it. I get why it was hot back then, but for it to be hot right now, yeah. Right. So you're playing those games and you're like, oh, this shit is awesome. Now, a game that I can get being timeless, because a lot of games are derogatives of this said game now. Like, games are derogative of Uncharted, Call of Duty, battle royales, and this game is one of them. And then I would throw in there too, like Fallout game, like a lot of the Western RPGs, they're just different variations of Fallout. A game that I can see you playing, again, are those games I just named. Uncharted, Fallout, PUBG, and BioShock. I can understand you playing those games and saying, oh, you know, those single player campaigns are awesome because those were the granddaddies of the single player experiences. And then Demon Souls, you know, with the Souls type games, those are the granddaddies of the majority of the games that people are playing now. Those were the originators, and then people took bits and pieces from those and then, you know, started making their own games, and the games got layered. So I can get where those experiences are not dated. And then I would throw Halo multiplayer in there. Halo multiplayer. Under no circumstances are you playing the Flood part of Halo 3 and you're like, oh, this shit is all, you know what I'm saying? Not right now. I can get back then. And I actually felt that way back then, Coldblood, is because when I played Halo, I suffered through so much Halo. Like Halo 1 and 2, I couldn't finish the campaign. That's just how bad it was to me. Me as someone who played badass shooters, the Red Factions, the Ghost Recons, Rainbow Sixes, and a variety of other first-person shooters, fucking Quake 4, even Perfect Dark, Perfect Dark. I could not get into the Halo campaign at all with 1 and 2. 3 was about more of the same, but then I was writing for a website, so I had to finish the game. And when I did reach the Flood, I was like, yo, this was the shit, right? Now, stated. And I think what bro is doing, I don't want to spend too much time on him because, like I said, I'm not mad at him for the grift. I think what bro is doing is bro is sitting there and he's like, okay, you guys fell for this shit the first time around. Holy fucking cow. Thank you, Kid Smooth. Your royalty check is in the mail. You guys fell for this the first time. Now I'm just basically going to read your comments. Play it so I can, or watch it. Because he ain't got to necessarily play it. Watch it and confirm that I at least know, quote unquote, what I'm talking about. And then I'm just going to make another video. Either one or two things are happening. Either this dude wasn't a PlayStation gamer as he says he was, or he came to the grift late. He's come to the grift late, and he's like, "Damn, I hit pay dirt. All right, I'm on. Let's strike while the iron is hot." I'm not mad at him. It's just, I'm not mad at him at all. People just have to be smarter. And, if you enjoy the content, understand what's going on in the background. You know what I mean? He says, yeah, thanks for the explanation. I always wondered what the difference was. Yeah, there's a history there. I've been fortunate enough to understand history, be back there back in the day when all this shit was happening and understand it for what it is. Hey, Coldblood, who doesn't like a little... This dude is... Hey, yo, Coldblood, you might don't walk to your car at night by yourself, man. You better keep looking behind you in the parking lot. Bro said, Coldblood, who doesn't like a little Nutella? Know what I'm speaking? I was doing the same. Hey, bro.
What the fuck?
Oh, he said that MM2K was reading your notes earlier. Handheld sarcasm. He said a lot of PC gamers play games like Naked Cat Detective. Yeah, it's shovelware, bro. He says, no. Is Xbox releasing a Steam-like console after Valve does and having multiple? That's a Dr. Killshot. This motherfucker. Dude, I think you got my PC hacked, bro. Just don't dox me. This dude got my PC hacked. How the fuck did you know? Oh, well, it kind of is in the title. But Dr. Killshot, you scare me sometimes, bro, because I'll be talking about shit and I don't give no semblance of what I'm talking about. And you've already hit right out of nail. Just don't dox me, bro. Just don't dox me. The people who claim PC and bash PlayStation are just Xbox. Yeah, they're refugees. They are refugees. I'm gonna tell you right now, because look, man, if you're a console gamer and you don't want to go to PlayStation, but you rather just build a $2,000 to $3,000 PC, if you were given a deal, like say if you were able to get a 4080 rig for some god awful reason, or one fell off the back of a truck and it wasn't damaged, and you were able to get one for like anywhere between $1,000 to $1,300, I could get that. But in all likelihood, nah, it ain't happening. And trust me, as someone who twice tried to, in a budget type of way, create a PC that wasn't the most expensive, but yet was supposed to outperform a console, here's what you're going to get. What you're going to get is a PC. You're going to get a gaming machine that's not necessarily going to perform better in the areas that you want it to perform better. It's just going to give you more options. Prime example. Shout out to Nethals. It was me, Nethals, Noah, J-Dub. J-Dub already has, the motherfucker's a billionaire. I don't know what he does. He must sell troll tweets in the underground market or something like that. He already got money, right? He's already had top of the line PC. Me, on the other hand, we have money, but I got to steal it from my wife and shit. And then she beats me up after the fact. But he's already had a top line PC. So when the Xbox One X came out and we were sold all this true 4K 60 from Phil Spencer, and it didn't happen, there was a bunch of us that were like, man, we're tired of this fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like, we want 60 frames per second gaming. We were saying this last generation. We were like, we want 60 frames per second gaming. We just went out here and spent this $500 for this console. And even though we weren't expecting Xbox to have better exclusives, we figured that Xbox at least would give us something that we can play all of our multiplats on at high performance. It wasn't really no console war stuff. It was like, look, because I remember Anthem was coming out at the time and all this other shit, and we were sitting there saying, damn, we're going to be playing it up on Anthem on this Xbox One X. We didn't give it, J-Dub didn't give a fuck how well it sold. As long as he had one and it could play the multiplats the best, he was happy, right? The motherfucker comes out. It does it gives you sharper, it gives you more resolution. Doesn't necessarily improve graphics, just gives you a sharper resolution, which resolution and graphics are different. You can get a sharper image, have the same graphics, have the same settings. Like those of us that we weren't that versed back then, we didn't understand. But if I have a game, for instance, set at 1080p on my PC at low settings, if I go to 4K at low settings, I'm just getting a sharper image. Basically, sharper image defined, sharper defined image of low quality settings. But the graphics are improved with the settings. You know what I'm saying? The quality of the textures and stuff. That attributes to we didn't understand that so much. We're hearing 4K and we're just assuming that everything essential to the game would pop out, and it didn't. We just got the capabilities of the base model with a sharper image. So you still had games in 30 frames per second. We were pissed. We went and built PCs. Now, of course, J-Dub has the best PC because he just buys the best of everything. But the rest of us went and invested in PCs and tried to skim here and there. Okay, well, I ain't got a 2080 like J-Dub, but, I'll get a 2070, or I don't got this CPU that J-Dub got, but I got an i5, I don't have an i7, top of the line i7, but I got an i5. And here's what happens when you do that. Even though all this shit was expensive, just going back a couple of series, instead of getting a 2080 Ti or 20, whatever was out at the time, and just getting a 2070, here's what you're doing. You might have a 60 frames per second mode, right? You may be able to make a tree look sharper or the sun glare a little bit better, but you better believe you're going to be playing it at low settings. Where on the console, they just don't give you the option. Why don't they give you the option on console? Because even though you may have the option on on PC, they know that the shit still ain't gonna look no fucking good. So why even bother? Because you're not gonna be, even though it's giving you 60 frames, you're not gonna want to play that way because it looks so, in order for you to get 60 frames, it looks so bad. So basically, if you don't go balls to the wall on PC, like if you're not getting the top 5% of top 5% CPU or top 5% GPU, you're really putting yourself at risk of just having more options than a console, but they're just shitty. That's how me and Coldblood even got cool. He used to come to I used to stream on Twitch daily. He used to come to my Twitch streams, and one of the games that I used to play was Ghost Recon Breakpoint. And there was a time when I bought that PC and I was having a breakdown, like, God damn it, I can't even get 60. My fault, y'all. Coldblood was like, calm down. He's like, just relax. He's like, I don't even like this game. He's like, I'm gonna speak for me personally. I don't even fucking like this game. This is dog shit to me. I'm just here to chat it up. But, calm down. You know what I mean? But that's what you're getting with these PCs parts. Like, don't listen to these fucking turd buckets that are telling you, yeah, if you want something comparable to the Pro, get you a $700. No. Number one, that's been debunked. Unless you're going to buy used parts, which, why the fuck would you do? But anyway. And even with used parts, we had Linus Tech Tips do that. And he still was over than what the Pro cost. So even if you go build a $1,300 PC, I'm here to tell you, $1,300 is not going to give you what you want. Because there's a lot of, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of PC people that just happen to game on console too. So their expectations are grounded. But if you're a console dude who's fed up with the lack of performance, understand your expectations are not grounded. You want more. But in order to get more on PC, you got to go balls to the wall. You're going to be spending a few thousand to give you what you want. If you skim too much, the day that you buy it, you may get what you want. But as early as 6 months down the road, you're going to find out, holy fuck, I downloaded the HD pack for this game, or they made an update to the game, and I can no longer get 4K 60. Even at medium settings, I gotta bump this motherfucker down to 1440p. That's not what I wanted. I wanted a sharp, because I can get 4K 60. I can get an up-res 4K 60 on the console, but I want it to look better. You gotta understand, it's not as simple with PC as some people might want to lead you to believe. You skim too much. If what you skim is significantly lower than your expectations, you're going to be disappointed. Trust me. So, yeah, PC gaming is not as obtainable, even with DLSS. It's not as obtainable financially as most people make it out to be. It is for a PC gamer that doesn't have the same expectations as you. Because like we just said, there's a lot of PC gamers. Most PC gamers don't play to get these high resolutions or the high textures. They're playing banana. What did you guys say? They're playing what? CSGO and some of this other shit that does not have, it's not that demanding graphically. So yes, on paper, they're going to break it down to you. Yeah, you can go and get a $700 PC that on paper does this, that, and the other, but they're basing it off of expectations they don't have. They're just trying to match some numbers on paper. You have a particular set of expectations. If you're going from console to PC, you're wanting a crisper, more detailed 4K 60. If that's what you want, and it's not about, oh man, okay, well we gotta bump down this shadow, and we gotta the tree resolution and the spectacle optical. You don't want to be going through all that shit. You want to put the motherfucker together, turn the game on, say, okay, this is what it looked like on my console. Okay, here goes the overall granular settings that's going to make it look better than my console. And you want it to be consistent at 60 frames per second there. You want it to look better and be better performant than your console. If that's what your expectations are, and you want it to be consistent, and you want it to be consistent longer than 6 months, you better get a top of the line card. In my opinion, you can't go lower than a 4080. You're safe with a 4080. 4080 is somewhat future proof for a lot of these games because of DLSS, I feel. But I could be, that probably, who knows, right? But I feel like you're future safe with a 4080. I'm not quite sure the CPU, but you're definitely going to need a particular CPU, because the CPU is more important now than it's ever been, because a lot of these games are really bottlenecked at the CPU level. And they're coming out hot. And again, if you try to skim, the best you'll get is the ability to shut off shadows on the trees and all this other stuff. But by the time you shut off everything and fuck with the textures, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm getting 60 frames, but I don't want 60 frames like this. This is what I got to do to get 60 frames? Oh, fuck. Trust me, and you're sitting there looking like, I spent $1,300 on this. Well, if you spend another $1,300, you can get you this GPU. Then you get the GPU, and then you find out shit's still underperforming. Well, what the fuck? Well, you gotta get this CPU. So you spend another $600-700, and you get this CPU. Hold on, what if I'm still having problems? Oh yeah, you're going to have to double that RAM. So then you go spend another, $150 to $200, and you double the RAM. By that time, on top of the $1,300 that you got, in order to get the fucking thing that you wanted, you spend another $2,000. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, can you match on paper certain, mathematical equations as far as T-flops or whatever? Sure. But if you're leaving console to go to PC, you're doing it with a certain set of expectations. You're not one of these PC gamers that can bump down the shadows and you're happy with it, even if it looks like oatmeal, because you're getting 600 frames per second. You're not one of those gamers. You have higher expectations than the people that are trying to guide you over there. You want 4K 60. And if you're spending $1,300, you're thinking $1,300 in console sensory. Because $1,300 to you in console sensory is, well, if my $500 device can do this, then a $1,300 device will do double this. And you don't get, once you trade that console currency over to PC currency, it's not a 1v1 match. It's not. Why? Because of the singular nature of the components within the console. It's easier for developers to just optimize for that singular console. They're dealing with static parts. They're always going to know, okay, when I develop the Xbox version, these are the parts that I'm developing for. When I develop the PlayStation, it's easier for them to optimize versus them optimizing for PC because they got to account for a variety of parts. But that's why there's a recommended in minimum specs. Because at some point in time, they got to cut the shit off. And then, even though they do that, you play the game day one on PC, there's problems. Guess what? You got NVIDIA parts. NVIDIA got to send you some new drivers. They got to update the drivers and shit like that through the new NVIDIA app. It's not as simple as you think it is, or as they'll lead you to believe, because most of the people that are trying to convince you, they are playing banana, or they don't mind playing at low settings, 1080p low settings, because all they care about is getting 390 frames per second. You can't listen to those people, not because those people are necessarily wrong. They're not basing what they're telling you off the expectations that you have. And a lot of times you can't vocalize those expectations because you're not a PC gamer. You just know what you're getting on console and you want it to look consistently better. He says, damn, I shopped one last year and couldn't get under $1,800 for what I wanted, and that was no monitor yet. And I'm going to tell you this. If you want, Coldblood can talk to this better than I because he's a lot more. I haven't put together a PC in a long time. I won't say a long time. I haven't put together a PC in like 2 years. A new PC. I haven't ordered a new PC for someone and put one together in 2 years. I've done parts here and there. Here's what I will tell you. I don't know what $1,800 is going to get you. I think $1,800 would get you a good 1440p machine consistently. And I'm not saying you can't play games, even top games, at 4K 60. Don't expect to do it for a long time. Because those parts that are going to be in there.
Wait. It all depends on what do you want. Do you want NVIDIA or AMD?
Mm-hmm.
If you want NVIDIA and DLSS, $1,800 is going to be very hard to do 4K 60, but possible, but hard.
Yep.
If you go AMD route, it's easier.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta be ready to only use FSR.
Yeah.
And frame generation and stuff, only whatever AMD has.
Mm-hmm.
But then you could actually build a very good PC at $1,800. But with the Nvidia, it's gonna be harder. I mean, sure, you can get the 4080 Super now for about $1,000. But then you also gotta get a $200 at least motherboard, another $400 for fucking CPU. Well, yeah, you gotta be you have to be ready to spend also some of the money for a fucking case. Like, unless you already got most of it. If you got a case and fans and everything else and storage and stuff, it's not gonna be that that much more than $1,800. But if you don't got nothing, then if you want to do 4K 60, it's fucking expensive. I can tell you.
Well, let me ask you this in regards to if you get an AMD rig. Say you get a game, say you get that $1,800 rig today and you're playing 4K 60, right? And you're playing what, 4K 60, probably what, medium or high settings, right? Which you're happy with right now. On certain games, you can do that. How long will you be on that AMD rig? Would you be saying that you could play that, or would you think that you can play games at 4K 60? Because I'm looking at things like updates, HD packs, shit like that, and I don't know if that. I'm saying this inquisitively,
no,
like asking.
The top of the line AMD graphics cards are fucking amazing, actually. They're even better in restoration than the 4080 is.
And how much do those run?
About $800, $900.
Okay.
But you also get way more VRAM, right? So it's more future-proof for games.
Okay. Oh, so you get more VRAM with them. Okay.
Yeah. Sure, you're not going to use DLSS, but like I said, if you're happy with what FSR is giving you, then you're going to be good for at least till 2028, 2029 with those graphics cards. But then when the next generation starts, yeah, maybe then you're going to need a new one, probably something with AI shit.
Well, okay, that's considerably fair.
No. Yeah, I mean, people say AMD is so bad. No, they're not. Stop saying that Nvidia is the only one on the market. No, that's not true. It's just that AMD is always just a little bit behind the curve. But like I said, they make it up in price to performance. And if you're gonna build the caveat PC, you can't go wrong with an AMD graphics card.
Now, when you say caveat PC, what do you mean by that?
Well, the PS5 Pro killer.
Oh, okay, I got you.
PC.
Yeah. Yep.
If you want to do that, AMD is perfectly fine.
Okay. Now, how much would you say a good CPU, and you would get a AMD CPU or an Intel? It's probably better to get AMD.
No fucking way. Anybody that is getting a PC for gaming should get an Intel CPU. Okay. Never. Not right now. It's either the 7800 X3D for you or the 9800 X3D.
How much?
Nothing else. Well, I don't know, bro, but not the cheapest. I can tell you that much. They're probably still around $400 to $500.
Okay.
But that's only if you want the absolute best of the best, right?
Yeah. So it sounds like $1,500 to $1,800 if you do an AMD rig, which, you know, even though DLSS is better, and that's me thinking purely DLSS or NVIDIA.
No. You don't need DLSS for 4K gaming.
And I was going to say, if you're a console gamer, you're more accustomed to FSR anyway. So yeah, you don't need DLSS. So yeah, so you could okay.
I
maybe,
mean, Moss. What I meant is you don't need to reach 4K 60 in DLSS really. Besides some games, right, that are so fucking unoptimized that it is fucking required at that point. But most games run just fine 4K 60 on an AMD graphics card.
So
and even if you need it, bro, you still got the frame generation of AMD and the FSR to help it out. So it's not completely overshadowed by NVIDIA, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the performance is okay. Maybe not the 4090. The 4090 is its own fucking league. But if you go that route, don't talk about no PS5 Pro at that point, because you're literally buying a fucking graphics card that costs double that and then some.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is a very good GPU with a very good CPU. That's gonna cost you about 1,800. Yeah, that's probably about right.
Okay. So
that you can actually say you are PC Master Race. Because with the caveat PC, bro, you're a console peasant with a fucking PC. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly. Yeah. It's just,
I mean, just look at our brother Dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brother is just limited to maybe 40p, barely 60. At best.
And that's an AMD rig, ain't it? Or that's basically an AMD rig.
That's a pure AMD rig. But what he got is not something anyone would recommend you to get from AMD.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think, console, every dollar that you spend on a console isn't the same exact gaming output that you're going, you know what I'm saying? So you would think a $900 PC, right, would outperform if it was a 1v1 match. A $900 console, a $900 PC would outperform a $700. Absolutely not. The $900 console doesn't even outperform, in my opinion, unless Coldblood knows better, it doesn't even outperform the $500 PS5 base.
Wait, what doesn't it outperform?
That $900 PC doesn't outperform the $500 PS5 base. What I'm saying is, Doc.
I mean, wait, no, he can play games at 60. He can actually customize his experience on PC, so he can get his 60 FPS. On console, the developers just decide, okay, we want more the fucking visuals than the performance, so we cap it at that point. And then that's it. You have no choice in it, right? So he at least can say that he wants 720p 60, right?
Yeah.
You can do that on PlayStation.
Yeah, that's what I was. But most people, if they're leaving console to go to PC, they don't want 720p 60. The Doc is a different breed, where he's like, oh, I got 720p 60. As long as I'm getting 60, I'm happy. Most people.
But, most of the time, he's probably going to game at 1080p 60.
Yeah, that's what So yeah, if you're happy with 1080p 60, I'm talking about those, the average consumer that's making a leap. They're making it because they want a better looking 4K 60.
No, then don't buy no $900
exactly
Best Buy PC. Hell no.
Yeah, and I was just saying, and I was saying a lot of people will look at that and be like, well, hold on, PC's so much better. It's $900 and the PlayStation 5 is 500. So that means that it's better. And that's what I was saying earlier. You're going to get more options. Coldblood just laid out exactly what I said earlier. You're going to get more options with that, where the developer just locks it down. But it's not going to, just because it's more expensive doesn't mean that you're going to get the options that you want. What you're looking for is like a better looking 4K 60, and you're not getting that with that $900 rig.
I mean, look, what Dog got is a PC that can play competitive games at a very good, stable, over 60 FPS easily. If he wants to play AAA games like he wanted to play Hellblade, I mean, he did, and it kind of worked, but he said it, he had problems.
Yeah.
Setting it up.
And it's not future-proof.
I mean, if you buy something like that, you're not future-proofing shit anyway.
Yeah. But a lot of people are a lot of console buyers, they're going to make that investment, Coldblood, and they're expecting it to be future-proof like how a console would be, right?
Well, if you're a console dude that never built a PC, I was one of them at some point. You go on the fucking internet and start researching what the fuck you actually want. You don't just buy a pre-built and think it's gonna be much better than a console. Not at $900. That's for damn sure.
Yep. A lot of people get fooled that way though, because again, they're console gamers and they're thinking, they hear all this rubbish on the internet. Oh yeah, you can outperform this, and oh well, if you can build a PC at 700 that can outperform it, then I'm gonna buy one for 900. That's definitely gonna do it. Yep. And I had to learn that the hard way too. I learned that way back in the day. Though I remember back in the 360 days, I went and got was like a GT 550 or something like that. I got like some trash ass rig, but it was more expensive than my console. So I'm like, yeah, dude, this shit is gonna be awesome. And I went to go load a game. it was just blue and green squares and shit. It was like, what the hell? Yeah. Just don't fall for that okie doke, for sure. They said, side note, have y'all tried Warframe since the Pro patch? It's worth the revisit. I don't know about Coldblood. I haven't tried Warframe. Oh my God. When did it launch? Like 2013 or something like that? Like I haven't tried Warframe, I want to say since 2015. I was big on it when it first launched. I was big on it. I even dropped a couple bucks. I ain't gonna front. I dropped a couple bucks on it, which I rarely do, because I was big on the game and I died, and you only get so many lives every 24 hours. So I dropped a couple bucks on it to do that, but then the appeal fell off for me real quick. Screw it. Just get a PlayStation 5 and play on performance mode or graphics mode. Yeah, that's the thing, BV. Hopefully that's what people understand. And hopefully if you're listening to this and you got a couple extra bucks for Christmas, like if somebody bought you a $900 rig, man, I don't want you to get mad at them and put a hit out on them or whatever. I don't get mad, No,
bro. It all depends on what did you build or bought the pre-built for.
Yeah.
If you really just want to play Counter-Strike and whatever else, Apex and stuff, the $900 PC is going to be just fine. It's only when you start talking about games like, I don't know, but whatever came out right now that was hella demanding. Man, help me out here.
I don't know. Wukong.
Yeah,
what
Wukong.
else?
Your experience is gonna be very different then.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you are not ready to just play at 1080p medium settings or something, well, then you're also gonna be on the console experience with 30 FPS probably.
Yeah, and a lot of people just gotta. But you gotta be real to your expectations. If you are the person that is going to PC because you're like, this console performance, I want more than what the console is giving me performance wise. If that is your expectation, do not look at the dollar amount that's on a console and contrast it to a PC. Like in the instance of Doc, don't look at a $900 PC and say, okay, that's double the price of a console, so therefore I'm going to get a way better experience. You may end up spending more, even double, and getting a lesser experience based upon your expectations. So you first and foremost, you got to know what you're looking for. What is the first, and that's the first thing to know. What is it that you're looking for? Okay, yeah, we just said Wukong. Okay, I don't like the way the performance mode in Wukong looks. I don't like that they use frame generation or they're using fake frames to double the frames on console. I want a smoother perform. Okay, there you go. You got it. What components on PC? Don't even look at the price yet. You just got to find, okay, what's the bare minimum of components on PC that's going to give you what you want. All right, here's the bare.
When you build a PC, you also gotta remember that this PC needs cooling.
Mm-hmm.
And that motherfucker can get expensive as well.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on what type of CPU you get.
Yeah.
The cooling has to be also on that fucking level. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, if you want to just air cool, then you better have a low powered CPU, and then also your performance is gonna be worse because your temperatures are shit. You know what's great about a console? You don't have to worry about that. It's already,
exactly.
It's already all in one.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And a lot of you just want to plug shit in and work, and yeah. Yep.
Yeah, if you want to plug shit in and it just works, well, those pre-builds that are actually going to give you that are very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a price markup of over $400. Well, I always say, build it yourself, please. Just look on the internet how it's done. If you don't know how it's done, build it yourself. That is all I can tell you. Because you first of all, you can get everything that you actually want in that PC, and not some fucking dog shit ass power supply and stuff that you might have to change just after a few years.
Yep. Yeah.
Also with the cooling, bro, if you just use whatever came with the CPU, like I said, don't expect your temperatures to be fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Some CPUs don't even have it at this point because those air coolers are just dog shit. I did use it on my PC back in the day, and bro, my PC was always so fucking hot to the touch. It's crazy. Now that I got an AIO in my system, bro, my PC just runs fucking great. That was my PC builder mistake back in the day, that I just didn't use my money in the budget for a fucking cooling system.
Yep. So there's a lot to it. I mean,
Okay.
Mhm.
Just know that your $900 PC ain't gonna be in any shape or form better than a fucking console like the PS5 Pro.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely not. And I-
Don't expect it to all of a sudden run every game over 100 FPS. Don't expect that. You can be glad if it can't even do 4K. Because the Pro ain't playing games at 4K. It's just upscaling to it.
Yep. All right. Yep. Well, that was our PC masterclass for the day. But,
I actually hate that topic, but okay.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a good topic to cover. You know, just in case somebody got some money and they're like, "Oh man," like, because I'm sure we got listeners that.
Oh no! Right now is the worst time to build a PC. Wait till Nvidia and AMD announce their new graphics cards. Right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you are just a few years too late.
Yeah.
to build a rig. Now just wait.
Or somebody.
CS is coming soon. They're gonna announce new shit.
Yeah, and I would recommend that, even if you're not price conscious, which a lot of people aren't. You know, like, oh, I'm ready to get into it. Just wait around and do your research. Don't, because you could still end up wasting money, price conscious or not. You could end up wasting money. All right. With that said, let's talk now. Well, no, I did want to show you guys something. Let's have some fun. Now it's fun time. Hold on. Where's now it's fun time. Let's okay, so here we go. Our good friend this Crusader 2 Elliser put this out here. Laugh all out, laugh my ass off. This is our good friend Paris, January of this year, where he says Xbox is not going third party. Xbox will keep making hardware exclusive and giving you incentive to invest in their system. Hi-Fi on Switch doesn't mean Gear 6 is going to ColecoVision. Oh, this dude, he thought he was in his bag. Rumors are not facts. Okay, so let's go over this. Here we go, Paris Lily prophesizing, and we'll talk about it on the back end. Here we go.
Let's talk about what the actual rumors are and what their potential impact could be. So the first one, Hi-Fi Rush. If Hi-Fi Rush were to go to the Nintendo Switch, I actually think that's a good thing. I don't view that as a bad thing. I look at it as, here's a game that Shadow dropped a year ago, who was very critically acclaimed. We aren't really calling it a AAA game. It's more of a AA game, but it was, from an Xbox standpoint, definitely one of their best games of 2023. Now, a year later, you're saying, hey, let's put it on another platform where we think another audience will appreciate it, and you put it on the Nintendo Switch. What they're going to price it at, what the sales will look like, obviously that is TBD because we have no idea. But as a person that is invested in the Xbox ecosystem, what's changed for you? Absolutely nothing. All Microsoft or Xbox is doing is, which they've done with Ori, which they've done with Cuphead, obviously Minecraft, we know this is about to happen with Call of Duty, they're just putting the game in more people's hands. What has from Phil Spencer on down, gaming is for everyone, we want to reach as many people as we possibly can. This is a way for them to reach more people with one of their more popular games.
Oh man, so that was interesting to hear that from Paris. This Xbox is not going third party. Xbox will keep making hardware and exclusives, giving you incentive into their ecosystem. Of course, we got Jazz Gordon that says, yeah. We got Miles. He says, but Paris, how will I bully people online about not being able to play the games I'm playing? Like, look at this. Oh, well, J Gamer UK says damage control never ends. I mean, the amount of people that literally.
Let's talk about what the actual rumors are.
The amount of people that thought that this was not going multi-plat for Xbox. It's always entertaining and comical. But here goes another one from around the same time frame. Remember when this is January 16th, a couple days after that, and remember when Red Dragon had put this out here? He says, look, Satya Nadella, now Microsoft has the ability to do what we've always set out to do, which is to build great games and deliver them across all platforms, which means Xbox and consoles. Remember, this is the infamous thing, Coldblood, where we were told that we didn't have reading comprehension. Let's read that again. Obviously, we were very, very excited about everything that's going on in gaming, especially with the close of Activision Blizzard King. We think that now, listen to this, now we have the ability to do what we've always set out to do. What were we now have the ability to do what we always set out to do. And remember, the question is, Jacob asked about the health and the future of Xbox. Could you give us an update on our gaming business? That right there should have shut it down, but people were playing semantics or whatever, and it's just crazy that they were doing so. Here goes the infamous comments from Satya Nadella. This isn't even the ones recently. This was the ones from January of this year. Here we go.
Jacob asks about the health and future of Xbox. Satya, could you give an update on our gaming business?
Yeah, we're very, very excited about everything that's going on in gaming, especially with the close of Activision, Blizzard, and King. We think that now we have the ability to really do what we've always set out to do, which is build great games and deliver them to folks across all platforms, right? Which is Xbox and consoles, the PCs, and now even including mobile gaming and cloud gaming. So we're excited about the future. We want to do our very best work in gaming. It's a core business for us. But also, I see tremendous synergy between what we're doing up and down the AI stack. I always say Microsoft's not a conglomerate. We have one platform that we express through multiple different addressable markets, and gaming is one.
Our mission is to bring our first-party experiences or subscription service to every screen that can that can play a game. That means smart TVs. That means mobile devices. That means what we would have thought as competitors in the past, like PlayStation. We're going to NVIDIA, GeForce Now, their gaming subscription service. I know you have Colette, I think, on tomorrow. You can talk to her about that. But when we think about taking our businesses to these endpoints, again, it's that high-margin business to gamers.
So we have that.
Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Exactly what we told these fucking experts back in January. That's what the fuck they want to do. No, it's your hearing comprehension and your reading comprehension that is wrong.
Yep.
That not doing that. It's just he just said it. He just said it for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
Like, bro. He was very precise on what he said. Yep. We want to be on every fucking TV, on every fucking phone, on competitors back in the day like PlayStation and Nintendo. We want to be everywhere. What's there not to understand, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy when you think about it.
Bro. And then hearing right after that 4 games are coming to PlayStation and Nintendo.
Yeah. Yep.
Boy, oh boy, they executed that plan real fast, and all of a sudden, a lot of these motherfuckers that told us that we have a reading comprehension, now they're in fucking full-on damage control mode. Oh, it's only 4 games. It's only 4 games. Nah, buddy, we know that's not true anymore because Indiana Jones is coming soon. And then probably also Forza and the next Halo at some point.
Well, they're all coming. Yeah, now they're admitting that they're all coming. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the only thing that, again, we said, of course, there might be some games that don't come, not because they're like, oh, we want this to be exclusive. It doesn't make any sense. Like, Redfall's not coming. So for those of y'all that want to get beat in the head with a cash register and play that for $70, that's not coming. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, shit. But
maybe free to play, but even then,
exactly. It might be in PS Plus for like 3 hours and shit. Oh, we're testing something out. We're seeing how fast we can make our gamers puke. Try this game out for 3 hours. Yeah, that come on, y'all. Like we got to be better than that. And I mean, you would think that we had this conversation, like 2 years ago, how much they were pushing back on it. It feels like that this was years ago we've been debating this. No, this was just at the beginning of the year. This is it's not even been a full year.
I told you in 2018 it's happening, but no, it's not happening. You were one of them at that point.
Not in 2018.
But I told you back then, brother, when they're gonna start fucking up and their console not selling, that's when they go third party. I told you that back then. You said, nah, you're just crazy. It will never happen.
In 2017, yeah, that's before. What happened? Oh, when Phil hit the stage, the DICE stage on 2018, and Porter Rock showed me that when he showed me what Phil said at the DICE stage in 2018, and I think that was February 2018. That's when I knew. I was like, nah, yeah. If you had a conversation with me in 2017 or before, I would have said, nah, you're sniffing the cuckoo juice.
No, I came on the scene about 2018, from what I remember.
Yeah,
and that's when I was on your podcast with Neff and them.
Oh, you talking about the old school Scram Punks?
No, that was probably before Scram Punks.
Oh. Yeah, no.
That was just you and Neff, I think, and maybe one other person. I can't remember.
Oh, me and Neff did XBR together. We did an XBR podcast together. But there were some, XBR we did together. And NRO. Yeah, I did do some NRO with Neff. After February 2018, whenever that DICE, what's it called was? Oh no. I was like, no, this dude Phil Spencer, something's going on. Yeah. But, yeah, anytime after that, bruh. I'm just looking at. I'm not even going to give them that. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not even going to give this part. But it's funny watching these soul content creators now try to pivot away from it. Like we were speaking of telling people stuff. We told people, you know what? If you just cover games and you just keep it real down the middle, you're not going to have. It's not going to be a pivot. It's just going to be one chapter closed about a product, and a new chapter will emerge. But it's just fun. I'm watching these people now. Yeah. Anywho, yeah, man.
Wait. I gotta call Paris out. Like, dude was so happy that back in the day Horizon was going to PC.
Mm-hmm.
He said no game should be held hostage on one platform, right?
Yep.
So where was the same energy with Xbox?
Yep.
Why all of a sudden exclusives are the best and they should not change?
Yep. Exactly.
Because I remember that day when he posted them fucking Horizon post. I remember that fucking day. People were calling him out for that shit. And now he does the complete opposite, but only for Xbox, not for PlayStation.
Yep. Well, here's what I have to say about Pierce. I don't. When I first discovered Pierce, he's always had this thing about him where he was very what do you call that? He's always been stubborn about his opinion. But being stubborn about your opinion isn't a bad thing, and especially if you're entertaining and people, you know, like to just listen to you talk about things. But it's one thing to be stubborn about your opinion, which you're being factual about, which you're being authentic about. It's another thing to be stubborn about something that you don't believe, but you're pretending like you believe it to get clicks, or to not necessarily get clicks. I don't think that was his motivation. His motivation was he was trying to get in at Xbox. I feel like that he elaborated on this during Gamertag Radio one day, and opportunity felt like was rising, and then he felt like he had to glaze Xbox, and that has not worked out. I mean, it's gotten you more name recognition, but you got that name recognition from CD Projekt Red, which again was another example of you glazing something, because right before the launch, you told us there's nothing to worry about, like, you know, and you said it in a way that was definitive when you, under no shape, form, or fashion, had any definitive way to make that statement. But we weren't the wiser. We're thinking you're in there, you've gotten a vertical slice of something, you've seen something, they've showed you something. That's not the case. I don't know how people like that can recover as far as getting the confidence of the general public. There's always going to be these people that just, hey, this dude acknowledged me, or there's always going to be consumers or listeners out there that just gravitate to people and then try to glaze them too for whatever reason. He's going to have his following, but for him to convert that following into mass consumption and trust and faith from the general gamer, no. It's like Paul Tassi. Paul Tassi has amassed a massive following. Can he grow outside of that following? No, he can't. So you don't really hear from him anymore. Like that moment in the fall where he tried to report that, which I believe, again, you call me conspiracy theorist all you want, I believe that came from Sarah Bond. We was right about Sarah Bond before when we said that was her campaign. We were spot on there. I believe that Sarah Bond is the one that fed him that information. And he got hammered on that. And there was a couple of other things that he got hammered on too when it came to Bungie and some other stuff. There's a reason I feel like you're not hearing from him as much anymore. People just realize, I can't trust this guy. I don't care that he got X amount of people following him. He's not trustworthy. When you continuously make excuses for conglomerate companies on the behoost of consumers, when you try to tell me, hey, everything's okay, there's nothing to panic about, everything's going to be all right, and you try to convince me against my better judgment, and time after time, it gets exposed that you were simply trying to convince me against my better judgment, you lose credibility. And there's just too many accounts of Paris trying to convince people against their better judgment. Hey, if Xbox does do this, to bring out the pitchforks, they do it. People bring out the pitchforks. Hey, look. I don't get what this is all about. When you told us it was, when you keep moving that goalpost in favor of a conglomerate that might have you do some interviews, might have you on the show, you know what I'm saying? And you do that in behoost of us, why are you expecting us to believe in you? But here's the kicker.
The worst, bro,
Go ahead.
wait. The worst part about Paris is he is still getting shit from PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is the number one enemy of PlayStation and what they're standing for.
Mm-hmm.
And he still gets all the shit from PlayStation sent to him all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who the fuck is responsible for this?
Mm. Well, I don't know, man. That one is a peculiar one. I think what's happening, and this has happened for me, because there are some people that I've done stuff with where I think if their bosses knew everything that I've said, they wouldn't do that stuff with me anymore. I would have been off the list. But it's, because this is how it works. Which I am surprised, because he is more of a recognizable force. Like we're small. So it's of course more plausible for me to fly under the radar. But he's not small like we are, or like I am. So yeah, when you say the things that you say, and the fact that you're still getting a PlayStation, it leads me to believe that, look, he's really cool with whatever PR manager that there is that's responsible for setting the list. And either somebody's not paying attention, or they're concerned it might be a bad look for whatever reason to stop giving him one. Like, that's totally up to the PR manager.
Wait, in my eyes, it's a bad look that they give him shit.
Yeah, I don't know what their reason. I'm doubtful it's because they haven't heard the stuff that he said. I'm doubtful because of that. I'm pretty sure that the things that he said and the continuous goalpost moving that he does for Xbox, that would question why he would get one. That being said, his co-host might still get one too. Danny is pure PlayStation. I mean, pure Xbox. He's not hitting that at all. He's pure Xbox. But I don't know. Maybe someone is making a decision that their listening base is wide enough and objective enough to where let's still give them one. He hasn't. Well, I tell you this much. His PlayStation 5 Pro review, to me, to your point, would caution me to send him anything else. Because his PlayStation 5 Pro review was one of those reviews where it didn't focus on what the product is for. It was like he got a can opener in the mail and he's like, why isn't this can opener able to do my taxes? Like, hold on, what are you talking about? Meaning, when he got the PlayStation 5 Pro, he's like, I'm looking at these PS5 Pro enhanced modes. I'm looking at the quality mode on the base PlayStation 5, and I'm not seeing a difference. Talking about he's not seeing a difference in the quality modes on the base PlayStation 5 versus the Pro enhancement. Completely bypassing the fact that the Pro enhanced modes are simply the quality modes from the base mixed with the performance mode from the base. So you're not going to see a graphical difference. You're just going to get a better performant version that has the quality mode settings. It's like he completely ignored that. And that was evident in his review. So, and I am willing to believe, because of the about face that Sony has done in regards to what appears to be what they're allowing to go through now with the PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced patches. Because remember, there was a time frame when there was just like a shit ton being released. And that's when we started finding all these bad PSSR patches. And now they don't seem to be releasing as fast, which I guess Sony got the memo. Like, okay, let's not be stupid about this, which means apparently they're paying attention. So if they're paying attention now, they gotta have heard his PlayStation 5 Pro review. And even if he is cool with the PR person or whoever it is that has him on the list, somebody's gotta be questioning, like, hold on now. Now, who is this guy? Does he seem to be slow, or does he cater to a slow audience? No, he doesn't seem to be slow or stupid at all. Okay. And they covered Mark Cerny's presentation. They covered what the determinants of the PlayStation 5 Pro are. Oh, they did? Okay. And he's still saying he doesn't see a difference in the Pro Enhanced mode versus the quality mode, where we got other people that clearly get it that are saying the complete opposite. Okay, either there's something wrong with this guy's eyes, he doesn't have the right equipment, or there's an agenda here. Either or, this doesn't serve us at all to continue. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't serve us at all to continue to send this dude a product. Like, believe it or not, though, bro, it's not hard to get a product from these places. Even PlayStation, which is stingy as they're seeming to be right now, it's not hard to get a console. They will take like 1,000 of these and allot these to creators now easily. And that's crazy, because when you consider, how hard it may have been for us to get one, and all this lottery and all this other shit, you would think that maybe 1,000 of them would be, but no, it's nothing for them to take anywhere between 500 to 1,000 of these units and just give them out. Because if you think about it, that's all part of let's see here. So we're going to do 700 times 1,000. That's 700,000. So for they consider influencers part of their marketing campaign. 700,000, anywhere between 350,000 to 700,000. I could see them spending in just shipping consoles to people. Hell, Craig, and shout out to Craig with his crazy ass talking about PlayStation 5 Pro is better than a 4090. But Craig, the tech guy, he gets shit shipped to him. So it's crazy. Well, while we're on the topic of PlayStation news, a couple of things we can cover real quick. Like, one thing that I did see in regards to that is, here, let's do. So now, and I put in here, but they said the PlayStation 5 Pro Game Boost mode can bring significant improvements in terms of image quality and performance in games that haven't been patched to take advantage of all systems features and new analysis highlighted. Now, Coldblood, we talked about this first, of course, but we're not going to get any recognition for that. You talked about that with, what was it? The Demon Souls remake, right? Was that the game that you played? Yeah. Yeah, you talked about it first. Talked about it before Digital Foundry, because we got the consoles. When you came back from vacation, you booted it up, you played it, and you said, "Oh, holy fuck!" This, you know what I mean? Before anybody else did. But it's okay, man. People take from us or do stuff that we've done after the fact, and we'll get credit for it. But that's all right.
Yeah, but wait. No, Demon Souls is actually pro enhanced.
Pro enhanced. What was it? Elden Ring? It was. What game was it? Did you something that you played that was pro enhanced? I mean that was game boosted. That you were like, holy shit, this is significantly better. Was it Elden Ring? Can't remember.
I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. Besides, yes, I told you that Demon Souls, the remake looks fucking amazing on the Pro now, but I don't know what game you're specifically talking about that is actually looking better.
Yeah, I thought there was a game that you played that was just game boosted that looked better, but was it Final Fantasy VI?
Maybe what I jokingly said, now I can play Persona 4 in its best form.
That could have been it. That could have been it. That
was just a joke, bro.
Okay.
That wasn't serious. No, I wanted to clarify before you say I said something that I did. Because now the actual game boost, bro, I don't know a single game that is really using it.
Do they have the link here? Here it goes. WCCF Tech. Well, let's look here. It says PlayStation 5. It says in a new video shared over the weekend, Digital Foundry took a good look at how the current generation Final Fantasy games were. Okay, yeah, that's right. They went and did a bunch of Final Fantasy games from the current generation outside of 7 Rebirth. And said that there's game boosts is really helping them out significantly.
Oh yeah, but didn't Digital Foundry also did that?
Yeah, they're taking this from Digital Foundry. This is WCCF Tech talking about what Digital Foundry discovered. And something else I wanted to. And Final Fantasy 16 was one of them. Yeah, so I mean, I find it interesting that that's out there. We were already talking about PlayStation 5 Pro, how it's being judged, how it's being rated, the silly and stupid way that it's being that it was rolled out and allowing this floodgate of games to just go approved. That they clearly didn't understand the ramifications of letting some of these games get approved to now where it seems like it's slower. Let me take a look here. We could tell how slow it is because the last time I checked, I checked a week ago, there were 81 games that were pro enhanced. Let's take a look now and see how many games pro enhanced. Let's see how many games are pro enhanced now. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The full list right here. Okay. Look, and there's only 8 more games. I mean, because they went from 50 to like 80 in 1 week. It felt like, or they went from 50 to 70. I'm sorry, in 1 week, and now there's only 8 more games pro enhanced, which I'm fine with that. They have a better they got the message. And you see, y'all, and I know Coldblood got a lot to say about this, and Warframe is one of them. I think it was it Juice or somebody called it out. You see, y'all, this is what happens when you put shit to task. It's not about worrying about what they say across the street. They're done. It's over for them. They've given up. It's over for them and they gave it a valiant effort. They quit. Who cares about them? We got to now look out for ourselves. It's like now we don't have the reliance of competition to lean back on and say, oh, well, because they want to outdo them, Yeah, Sony's going to give it. They have no competition now. Not at this moment. So this is risky times. It's more indicative of us now more than ever to open our mouths. And see what opening your mouths does? Opening your mouths gets them to, again, look at the last week of information that came through. Mark Cerny came out and gave that, right? And we don't care about that. But we kind of got like a breakdown somewhat from Digital Foundry in explaining what's happening. A lot of it is behind the denoiser. We've seen them fix some games, right? Now, a lot of the games that were fixed, like Alan Wake 2, and it was Avatar, we haven't seen the right fix yet, right? But now we know what's the cause of it. Lazy development. And guess who showed that to us of all people? An Xbox developer. Of all people, an Xbox developer showed us that it's lazy development. If you code around the denoiser, you'll get past it. And look, PlayStation or Xbox with 86% of the sales being on PlayStation. Oh, they had incentive to do so. You see what I'm saying? But everybody doesn't have that same incentive. So it's up to Sony to say, we're going to slow this down a little bit until you guys get it right. And it doesn't take that much to get it right, because guess what guess what Treyarch was able to do? Treyarch fixed it in half a day. Half a day. The certification to ensure that it was properly done took longer than them updating it. Come on now. So that's fine. As long as they, don't put, I think 8 games a week is fine at the moment until we start seeing games built from the ground up. We'll see what it does with Assassin's Creed. There's other games that are built from the ground that are being built. I don't want to necessarily say from the ground up, but where PSSR was introduced at a big part during development. And it's not just attached on top. So we'll see. We will definitely see. And we want to ensure that continues. That's what happens when you open your mouth. When you say something. Coldblood, did you have any thoughts on the WCCF Tech article in Game Boost or PSSR or PlayStation 5 Pro in general?
Actually, what did it boost in Final Fantasy 16?
They're saying, let's see here. It says, Final Fantasy 16, for example, shows significant improvements in both display modes and graphics modes. For example, Game Boost mode allows the game to run at a higher internal resolution, which results in clearer and more detailed images. Performance mode sports a far smaller internal resolution boost, but considerably more stable performance with a 24% uplift, which often falls into the system's VRR range. In scenarios where the base model struggles at 60, the PS5 Pro manages to do consistently. In addition, the game's combination of TSC MAA and FSR1 leaves much of the image pixel structure intact, resulting in less aliasing on the mid-gen system.
So it's just a band-aid, is what it is.
I mean, it's just using the raw power of the console. I wouldn't say it's not even a band-aid. It's just, I would say now you're in a less dangerous area now, to where your cut may not get infected. They haven't even tried anything yet, so.
Yeah, okay, but this Game Boost, people need to understand it's not gonna be useful to most games.
Yeah.
What is gonna be useful to almost every single game is if they patch that shit with an actual PS5 Pro patch.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only time you will see real improvement. Sure, you might have 24% uplift in performance or whatever. But if that motherfucker can run it at 60 locked, with an internal resolution of 720p, brother, that is just a band-aid. That's not an actual fix to the problem.
Yeah, but I would say that at the very least, I think the reasonable expectation is you're not going to expect a full fix until it's addressed. But you can say at the very least that, hey, I have this more powerful machine that will address some things and give me a better experience than the base model, which, you know, until I get the actual fix.
Moss, how many examples do we have of that right now? Where the PS5 Pro can make games better just by starting them without no patch.
Oh, I don't know how many examples there are. They just focused on these examples right here. Who knows? Like, we knew about I mean, I wouldn't just go by, and that's the danger of us relying so much on Digital Foundry to set the tone. And part of that is because of what Sony's done. Sony's done that. But we knew about Space Marine 2 a week before Digital Foundry even said anything about it. So, I mean, the best way to find out is play your games on the Pro, if you got a Pro, and see what it does. You know what I mean? But me personally, if I got a game that isn't Pro enhanced, and it's a game that I like to play, while, you know, like for instance, I can run when I ran Forspoken on here, I noticed some improvements. Now, do I know the numbers? I don't know what the numbers are, but it plays better. It plays better, and it looks better. You know, it's good to know that, hey, I don't necessarily have to have a PlayStation 5 Pro enhancement for there to be some improvement. But yeah, ultimately, what you do, you don't want to just settle for the game boost. That is true. I agree with that. But ultimately, you do want a Pro enhanced version. That's what you want. But in a game like Forspoken, we know it's not getting Pro enhanced. So it's a case by case basis. In that scenario, I'm happy that Game Boost did something. Now, in the case of Final Fantasy 16, I agree with you there. The ultimate solution is for it to get Pro enhanced, and hopefully there is a Pro enhancement en route, because it needs it. But until that Pro enhancement comes, you know, at least you know you are going to get a better version, and you're not just going to get this same exact thing. So. But yeah, I definitely, I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say it was a huge improvement. Yeah, it did look better, and it did perform better. Forspoken did. And you'll probably never get a Digital Foundry. That would be an interesting one, but you'll probably never get a Digital Foundry assessment of that game. They're not going back to that game. They're done.
They don't need to because it's in PS Plus right now, so people can just try it out themselves.
Yeah, they can try it out themselves. Hold on. Yep. So.
Let's actually talk about how Sony might not take it very seriously that soon Nintendo is going to have their next console.
Okay, yeah, sure. That's an interesting take. Share your thoughts on that. Because me personally, I'm not concerned about them taking it seriously. I'm concerned with what they might try to do to combat it. But go ahead.
I mean, they are competing right now with someone that is already in the fucking grave.
Mm-hmm.
And think this is their only competition in the market and nothing else can be a threat to them at all. Well, I think differently about it because the next Switch could be your goddamn what do you call it, competition.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they really get the DLSS and all that stuff, bro, they're gonna have so much more support for all these third-party games and stuff than they ever did before. They're gonna make sure that these motherfuckers run on the Switch too, because they're gonna have a big ass install base like they always do now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Sony is just not really taking them seriously. Like, they're not trying to compete with them at all. They're really just out there trying to be better than Xbox, which is, what, being better than dog shit? And not really trying to make sure they are the dominant force in the industry, no matter who's gonna come in. You know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying, and I don't think that I'm concerned, but I don't think it's I don't think that they're not trying to be dominant. I think they are. They're just making poor. They want to be dominant still, but they're doing it in a stupid way. You know, like for instance, if you come and threaten me and say, "Hey, look, you better get out that parking spot, or I'm going to drag your ass out of this car," I got two choices. I can either, you know, I could just sit there and ignore you, or I could go and say, "Oh, well, hold on," and do something to go and get safety or confront you myself. But let's just say I'm just sitting in my car and I ignore you, and you look dead ass serious, and then you end up pulling me out. That's me not paying you any attention. But if I get out the car and I just start swinging my arms wildly, and then you just kick me in my chest, and you're like, "What the fuck were you doing?" You know, that's me trying to address you, but I do it in a stupid way. I think PlayStation, I just think but me saying that, Coldblood, is considering that the rumor true that they're going to do a handheld. Them wanting to do a handheld signals that if it's true that they want to compete against Nintendo. But my question is, are you going to do this right? You know what I'm saying? And then that's when I think to the things that you brought up, the DLSS support and all this other stuff. Like, do you have a good plan to even do this, or are you like, have you not thought this through in a good way? Because we're looking at some of the things, like you said, we're looking at some of the things that you're doing with other stuff, with some of your games, and it's like, I don't know if you're in the right headspace to try to battle Nintendo right now. You know what I mean? That's what I think their problem. I think their problem isn't, like with the PlayStation 3. With the PlayStation 3, they totally underestimated the 360. They're like, who the fuck them? I don't think that's what's going on here. I think what's going on here is that they're like, oh yeah, our eyes are focused on Nintendo. Yeah, let's try to siphon off their people right now. Let's put Horizon Lego Horizons. Oh yeah, we're gonna siphon off some of their people, and then we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're doing a bunch of stupid stuff to try to compete, but it's just so dumb. It's dumb. So I mean, that's I get what you're saying, but I don't think it's because of lack of concern. I think they just have dumb ways of handling this. You know what I mean? So I hope
so
that
wait. So you still think that handheld is coming? Yeah.
I think it's something that they're working on. I don't think it's something that's coming this generation, but I think it's something that they're working on.
Okay, but how do you imagine this working?
I've seen nothing from them that shows that it's going to work. Like the only way it would work in my mind is if they start developing games that would entice the handheld market. Games that, you can play on your console too if you want. But these are games that are made, you know what I'm saying? They're designed in a way that would be entertaining to the handheld demographic. And what you would do is you would just use, you would downscale the resolution, use PSSR to bump it up maybe to 1080, have a handheld mode, you know what I mean, where you bump it up to 1080 and, or, use PSSR to bump if people want to play it on their consoles too. But these games are specifically made to cater to the handheld audience. Unless they have a library like that, that's going to go over well with them. I don't even know why they're trying. I wouldn't understand the point of it.
So wait, you're saying they would actually have a whole ass development team just for making games that are for handheld?
Well, not just development team. I mean, they can partner with people, but they got to look at like the people that play games on the Switch. Like they got to look at the Nintendo games that are on the Switch. Because it's not the multiplats that make the Switch successful. It's the Nintendo games that they're putting on there. They got to look at those games that Nintendo's able to put out on there that attract a large audience. And they got to say, okay, who can we partner with or who can we get to develop I think a great game, whether it's console or what's it called is Astrobot. They need developers of that vein. They need more RPG developers. They need to partner with more people, games that they know will hit the handheld audience like right in the mouth and make them say, oh shit, I might want this thing. And then the added bonus is, the way that this sounds like they're developing this thing, it'll be available on console too. But it doesn't need to sell well on console. These games are made specifically for the handheld audience. That's the only way I see it working. I don't just because I see them doing it, I don't have faith in it, but that's the way I would see it working.
I only see it working if there's no longer a home console.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they no longer have to worry about a home console, but only develop for this handheld, that's the only way you might be a competition to Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Any other way, impossible. Like, bro, if they are going to make a handheld that can play those PS6 games or whatever, the PS6 is gonna be so fucking downgraded just so it can just so this handheld can handle it. They would just shoot themselves in the foot with that shit. So right now, like they did it with the Portal, perfect. The Portal ain't doing nothing but just cloud streaming another fucking PS5, right?
Yeah.
So it's not an issue for developing. But if you introduce a fucking handheld that is low powered as shit, that's where you get problems. That's where you get the Series S of PlayStation. and that would be detrimental. Because I can see Sony making a handheld that is gonna just play those games that they're gonna release on their home console.
Yeah.
Natively, that is.
Yeah. I mean, I just yeah, I think they can have a department that oversees the handheld games. They don't necessarily have to develop them. I think they just, you know, partner with people or whatever, and you know, have some development, but I would have a lot more people that you're partnering with is like a second party or even a third party basis that targets this handheld group. And you still do what you're doing. You still do what you're doing on the console
Almost.
front.
That's exactly what they did with the PS Vita, and it was an absolute flop.
Well, the PS Vita, what they did with the PS Vita is they tried to make Sony IP into handheld. That and they tried to do what they did with the Vita, and this is why I say they focus on the handheld market. With the PS Vita, they tried to take Sony IP, or they tried to take console games and make handheld versions of them. No, that was wrong, because particularly at that point in time, AAA console gamers they don't travel game. They don't generally. They don't travel game. They're in their man cave or in their office or wherever in their living room, and they game there. So making an Uncharted for the Vita or making this game for or making a Vita version of this, that's where they failed. Those games are great for console. What they got to do, that's why I said they got to get a development team that can look at what Nintendo's making and why their games are successful on the go, and they got to be able to hit games of that spirit that are successful on the go, that you can also play on your console, but it doesn't matter how successful they are as far as console purchases are. That's just an added benefit. Hey, I can play this on my console too. Kind of like Google Play. Google Play now, you can play your Google Play games on your PC. Google Play doesn't need PC people all of a sudden to play Google Play games in order for them to be successful. That's just an added bonus, an added benefit. If they can make great mobile games that do well for the mobile gamer, then I think it can work, but that's not an easy task. But yeah, that's where the Vita failed. Vita had games that recognizable IP, they just weren't great mobile games.
Well, I see it differently. It's just that what you're trying to do, if you do a handheld and a home console at the same time, is split your install base. Because unless that goddamn handheld is included with the home console, it's gonna be a decision for some people. Do I want that handheld or that home console? It's not gonna be, oh, I'm getting both. You see what I mean?
I don't see. I don't think the handheld is a threat to the console at all, because it's like the Switch isn't a threat to the console, right? Like, if you're getting a Switch, it's because you prefer the Switch because of the games that are on it, and you weren't getting a PlayStation 5 anyway. I don't see a PlayStation gamer saying, because what's bringing PlayStation gamers to PlayStation are the console games. I'm saying that this thing isn't the games that are going to make this thing sing aren't the console games. I mean, can you play the God of Wars on it too? Yeah, but those people are going to want the console because you even if you can dock this thing, you're not going to get a console experience out of this thing. You're going to get that from the console. I think, I don't think the handheld is going to be a threat to the console people at all. I think it's, if anything, it's just going to make people that have both the console and the handheld consider, okay, and instead of me having a PlayStation and a Switch, maybe I'll get a PlayStation and PlayStation handheld. Maybe, but those handheld games got to be good, because nobody's gonna, like you said, nobody's gonna buy both of those things just to play their games on the go. They'll just get a Portal, and I think with the people that just want the handhelds, I think that's the target demo. Like, I don't think we're the target. Well, I might be a target demo person, but because I might consider getting both.
Most okay, but the problem is Nintendo has all their developers on that handheld.
Mm-hmm.
And Sony would not have all their developers on it. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The support would just not be there.
Well, it depends. Like how many games does Nintendo drop a year? Nintendo drops like what? Themselves out of their studios. They drop like what? Anywhere between 5 or 8 games a year? Like, you don't necessarily have...
I can't remember, but they definitely have at least 3 big games a year.
Okay, so they develop 3 big games a year. And then they partner with other people that have exclusives. I'm saying if Sony acquires a couple more studios that focuses on the mobile games, they might just have to lean heavier on second party games, but they could do it. They may not have as many first party games as Nintendo, but they could have, like for instance, Astrobot, the team of Sobi. That's the only team that you currently have that I would just make them focus on the handheld. Everybody else is going to continue to do what they're doing. I would have Team Asobi, maybe buy 1 or 2 other studios, and then everything else is going to be second party stuff. Again, I'm not saying it's going to be successful, because even if Sony did buy, like, let's say if they bought 7 studios to focus on the mobile. If they bought 7 studios to focus on mobile. If they do that, there's still no guarantee that they're going to make good mobile games. Because that's where the hard part is, actually making the games good. So, but I can see them being able to still whip out games, just leaning heavier on second party deals.
That's exactly what they did with the Vita, and it completely failed.
Well, no. Well,
yes, they had a lot of developers making exclusive for it, but nobody cared.
Weren't they tapping into some of their main studios too to help with development?
They had Band Studio making one Uncharted game.
And
some Killzone game at some point.
Yeah, it was the games. It was the games that they were making. Like, nobody wants to play Killzone on the go. Nobody wants to play. These are big ticket games. So people want to play those games big screen, the biggest fidelity. They don't want to play that on a handheld. That was Sony's problem, is that they were trying to take these big ticket IPs and put them on these little itty bitty screens and stuff. People didn't want to play that. If I'm playing Uncharted, I'm playing Uncharted, with all the bells and whistles, especially Killzone. I wasn't a big fan of Killzone's gameplay outside of 1 or 2, but it was enticing. Like, it made me want to try it because of how it looked on a big screen TV. I want all the bells and whistles when I play Killzone. I don't want to see it on a little itty bitty screen. You know what I mean? To me, it was the game types that were the problem. So they didn't do the exact same thing, which I'm saying now. I'm saying even if you do get new studios, you got to make handheld specific games. Don't try to take the only IP that you should be trying to take and convert over to this handheld is Astrobot. Everything else, nope. These games stay on. These are for our console people. Now, because our handheld will be versatile, the console people can play the game on the handheld. And even on handheld, people can play it on the console. But no, we got games that we are making that are console specific. We got games that are handheld specific. We are not going, we're not going to make Last of Us, Last of Us Tunnels. You know what I mean? And it's a handheld experience. Hell no. That's why nobody wanted that. And PlayStation Portal, the reason why that sold so much is because people were able to take PlayStation 2, lesser games that were great in portability. They were able to take those games and play them on the go through emulation and stuff like that. I had 4 of those motherfuckers, and I played all my PlayStation 2 emulators and stuff all on those games. In GTA, was that Liberty City? Being able to play those games on the go. Yeah, that's what you want with a handheld. You don't take a high-powered IP that's meant to that part of the allure, or a big part of the allure, is all the bells and whistles and visual fidelity, and dumb it down to a handheld. And I hate to say that, guys. Nothing against your handhelds, but yeah, that's dumbing down a Naughty Dog game or Santa Monica game. No. Oh, it's 4:30. Okay, y'all. All right. Well, we did touch on the PlayStation part. Did we really talk about the Xbox? What did I have for Xbox? Oh, last thing about the Xbox is CES 2025. I saw this on Icon Era. It says CES will confirm Xbox Steam OS. I thought there would be a link here. I don't see a link. I don't know why. Nintendo's absolutely on the right track by not bringing its games to PC. Okay, I don't even know what this is. This is talking about something. There's not even a link provided. But what do you guys think about, or Coldblood, what do you think about this probability of the Xbox handheld being revealed at CES 25? And what do you think about it being made by a third party?
Maybe the year after. That's when I would expect it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Xbox is just ready yet, because aren't they still fighting about how they can make the store purchases possible over phone or something?
Say that again. But what was that again?
Aren't they still fighting with Google for the right to sell shit over the phone?
Yeah. Well,
like,
yeah.
I think as long as that is not all in place,
that's a real good point. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. While that's still a thing.
But maybe they are stupid enough to think that they're gonna win the lawsuits and stuff, and just gonna go ahead.
That would be dumb. So I think you have a point. I don't, you know. I think, yeah, you have a point. Now that, you know. Well, it would be interesting to see if they do put something out there. I just don't know how whenever they do release it, I just don't know about it being done by Lenovo at the same time that Lenovo is rumored to be doing a Steam thing too. Like, I don't know how clear that rumor is. It's being rumored, yeah, you know, like I don't get what the allure for this would be. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. But if a third party is doing it and Microsoft it's just licensing it out to them, I don't see why someone would want to even license anything regarding Xbox, but whatever. Who knows? But we'll see. All right, folks. That's it for today's show. Unless Coldblood, did you have anything else?
No.
Yeah, that's it for today's show. Thank you guys for coming through. Let's see. Let's read some of these comments before we get out of here. Let's see here. He says, yeah, that one LOL'd me at first post. Get them clicks, big dog. Oh, yeah, you talking about homie? That homie grifted on that place. Yeah, bro done dropped like, what, 4 videos now and shit since we discovered him last week? Yeah, he killing that grift. How does Cerny put it? Generic power. Let's see here. He says, I've been said Phil was running the play. That's why he never got fired. He was there to deter the base from leaving. Yeah. That was it. I agree. I think Satya entertained him. And maybe Phil, that could be why he got the sourpuss face too. Maybe Phil realized, damn, I was bamboozled. I thought I was doing the bamboozling. You know, maybe Satya realized, hey, this guy has got these motherfuckers in such a trance. He's winning awards and shit. I mean, you think about it, Coldblood. Phil could have been an unwilling participant in the whole rope-a-dope. I mean, that doesn't make it any better for him because Satya doesn't consider a rope-a-dope if Phil's successful. It's not like Phil doesn't change his mind if Phil isn't successful in competing. But maybe Satya was thinking, yeah, well, we'll entertain him. We'll make him think that, you know, Call of Duty will be on Xbox when Xbox can kick rocks. Call of Duty's going everywhere. Maybe that was his MO. And maybe that's why Phil feels betrayed. Maybe that's why his wing, you know, as far as I'm concerned, his wing ran to Tom Warren and tried to throw shade at Sarah Bond. Yeah, I mean, was Sarah Bond even at the Game Awards, y'all? Like, was there any pics of her at the Game Awards? Let me see. I don't remember seeing anything. I just know in that close up, We didn't see Sarah Bond. Sarah Bond Game Awards 2024. We didn't see her in that close up. And even if she was there, she wasn't close to. She wasn't close. Hold on, Sarah Bond. You know, Sarah loves taking pictures. Oh, hold up. I took a snapshot of Sarah Bond. A tweet that was captured, and I don't see Sarah Bond at the. Hold on. Okay, I might. Is this the Game Awards? No. When was this? I see an Instagram picture of Sarah Bond at the Game Awards. Oh no, this was 2023. Okay, so let's see more Sarah Bond's pics. Sarah Bond at the Game Awards. Let's look and see. Here. Related accounts. I don't care about her related accounts. I want to see if this mofo. Oh, they ain't gonna show me more. Yeah, was Sarah Bond at God damn it. I want to see, does anybody know if Sarah Bond was at the Game Awards? Hold on, I'm looking it up right now. See if we got any pics from Sarah. Let's go to her media. Xbox Dev Day. I think so. The info. I don't think she was there. I don't think Sarah was there, y'all. No, she wasn't there. Okay. She wasn't there? Oh, man. There weren't no flies in the soup as the expo. Oh, so Sarah Bond. Okay, hold on. December 18th. When was the Game Awards? Trying to find a pic. Okay, here goes. Congrats to all the winners around the world at. Yeah, I don't see any. Okay, so I'm assuming the Game Awards was December 12th. Yeah, it was December 12th. And you know she likes taking pictures. So she wasn't at the Game Awards? What? Hold on. No, I don't believe this. What? Yeah, she wasn't at the Game Awards. Oh, what? Okay. Well, yeah, like I was saying, Sarah Bond didn't how the Phil affiliates tried to throw Sarah Bond under the bus. You know what I mean? You know, maybe all that's happening while this internal strife is happening because Satya played Phil. He made Phil, you know, because Phil talks about, which I don't believe it happened that way. Phil always talks about, yes, I walked into his office and I said, are we taking gaming serious or what? right? Like he punked Satya. I was about to sell you, but you came in here all braggadocious like Chuck Norris. I'm scared now, Phil. You're a big tough man. Yes, we will keep gaming now. Oh shit! He came in here like Charles Bronson. Scared the shit out of me. Yes, gaming will survive. That's not how it happened. But maybe there was a conversation where Phil was like, hey, I'm hopeful that, we can keep gaming going. And Satya's like, oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah. So gaming forever, right? Exclusives never die, right, Phil? Whatever the fuck you think is going to happen. Yeah, sure, yeah. And he just kept stringing them along. Yeah, we're going. But Satya says something very compelling, right? He says something very compelling. I want you guys to pay attention to this part. We're going to play it one more time. One more time. For those in the back, and then we're going to get out of here. Let's play it one more time. Okay, where's my sound? Okay, I just wanted to make sure Coldblood can hear this. Listen to Satya one more time, y'all, as he is talking about what he is looking to do now with Xbox gaming. Listen.
Jacob asks about the health and future of Xbox. Satya, could you give an update on our gaming business?
Yeah, we're very, very excited about everything that's going on in gaming, especially with the close of Activision, Blizzard, and King. We think that now we have the ability to really do what we've always set out to do, which is build great games and deliver them to folks across all platforms, right? Which is Xbox and consoles, the PCs, and now even including mobile gaming and cloud gaming. So we're excited about the future. We want to do our very best work in gaming. It's a core business for us. But also, I see tremendous synergy between what we're doing up and down the AI stack. I always say Microsoft's not a conglomerate. We have one platform that we express through multiple different addressable markets, and gaming is one.
Our mission is to bring our first-party experience with a subscription service to every screen that can take that can play a game. That means smart TVs. That means mobile devices. That means what we would have thought as competitors in the past, like PlayStation. We're going to NVIDIA, GeForce Now. They're
Come on now. Come on. What I think you guys got confused because you saw where Phil changed the trajectory of what they were going to do with Bethesda. And I feel like Satya had a weak moment. I think because Satya was on a rampage. Remember, Satya was on a rampage. We already talked about this. I'm not going to go over it in full detail of why Bethesda was purchased. There was a whole slew of things that happened in 2019, and it revolved around cloud. I'm not even going to just necessarily say cloud gaming. It all revolved around cloud. And it led to them acquiring Bethesda. Check out my previous content in the members section where we talk about that. Then, I think he was just seething because of what prompted him to do that. And I think Phil caught him at a good moment, because Phil was instrumental in getting the Bethesda deal done. Phil came in there. He's Satya smelling blood, against Amazon and Google. And while he's in that competitive spirit, Phil's like, hey, look, man, I see you got your war paint on, Satya, and you got your headband on. You look exactly like Rambo. But this fight isn't just with those guys, man. It's, with PlayStation. I know you want to break bread with them, but man, if we could really sock it to them, man, it would go a long way. Everybody would know not to fuck with Xbox and not to fuck with Satya. I'm doing this for you, Satya. I think he caught no, that's not what he said. But I think he caught Satya in one of his rare weak moments where he propositioned them into doing something other with Bethesda than they originally did. And Satya did it and paid the ultimate price, because listening to Phil over Bethesda and not doing it in a more paced, sensible way, the way that Tim Stewart and others were talking about, is what led to the demise with ABK. I'm not going to get into that again. We talked about that before. But that's what led to the demise of the APK deal not going the way that they wanted it to go, where they had to give up the milk without the competition buying the cow. They did not want that. So let me put this up here. Members video. So we're about to get out of here, but we definitely want the members to check out this members video. It's going to go live. Hold on, or unprivate it now. Members want to go live now for members. Check it out. Let us know what you think. What I talk about, I cover Epic. All right. Oh, also too, guys, there won't not be a podcast tomorrow. I got called into the office all day tomorrow. But there's not much news, you know. If I can whip out a video in between me coming home, I might have to do this like on my cell phone. I don't know how I would do it. Whip out a video and then put it in the members thing. I'll do that tomorrow. But I got to go in the office tomorrow. And then directly from there, I got to take care of business. So there you have it, friends. Our stream for today. Thank you guys for joining us. Hope you guys had a great Christmas. Enjoy your holiday and enjoy your weekend. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.